country. Nightmare, 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 nightmare. 200,000 people dead in Gaza, according to the IDF. Nightmare, 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 nightmare. Trump vows national emergency in response to Washington not embracing ICE agents. Nightmare, 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 nightmare. Man fatally shot in Chicago by ICE agents after trying to escape. Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. Hi, everybody. Thank you for the $5 donation. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. I'm your nightmare, Chris Valenti. And today we have nightmares to cover. As you know, over the past week, everybody's been obsessed with Kirk's killer. I've made enough fucking videos about that. I'll probably make another one when more details come out, but I'll give you a quick recap what we know so far. The shooter, Tyler Robinson, raised by an entire family of MAGA Republicans, raised in gun culture. He was a Mormon. He spent one semester at a technical school to learn like how to become an electrician. Far-right groyper. What else? He's not cooperating. He's not cooperating. The grandmother, they interviewed his grandmother and she took more offense at people calling him a leftist than what he did, which was really weird. She was like, he's not a fucking leftist. It's like, sweetheart, there's a little something else that he did that you should probably be focused on. But regardless, that's all we got on the Charlie Kirk news. Other than that, JD Vance hosted the Charlie Kirk show today. He's doing it right now. It's fucking weird. It's weird. But other than that, we have a bunch of other news to cover, so we will cover it right now. Before we do, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. And if you do want to support the channel financially, because this is real independent media, and I have no funding, all you got to do is buy merch down below, hit the thanks button to donate down below, use the 40% off discount code for Ground News down below, become a member down below, and become a patron on Patreon. But without further ado, let's just dive right in. Poland's president authorizes deployment of NATO troops in country, move part of alliance's response to incursion by Russian drones into Polish airspace. Now, if you don't know, because maybe you've been too focused on the Charlie Kirk stuff, I believe 19 Russian drones entered Polish airspace, and the Poles fucking scrambled fighter jets. There was like Polish jets, Italian jets, German jets, Dutch jets. They fucking scrambled the jets to shoot down 6 of these drones, which is the first time in NATO's history that we have engaged in air-to-air combat in allied airspace. We've done it in, enemy airspace, a Korean War, shit like that, the Vietnam War. But this is the first time that we've had something like this in American fucking airspace. Polish President Karol Nawrocki signed a resolution Sunday authorizing the deployment in Poland of NATO forces in response to an incursion by Russian drones into the country's airspace. It's a drill. It is not a drill. What you are talking about is every 4 years, the Russians and, I think Lithuanian troops, Belarusian troops, they all do like a war games exercise. That is coincidentally when this is happening. The President of the Republic of Poland, Karol Nawrocki, has signed a resolution authorizing the presence of a foreign military component from the state parties to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, on the territory of the Republic of Poland as part of an Operation Eastern Sentry. The President's resolution is classified. Operation Eastern Sentry was announced in Brussels by NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte on Friday following drone incursions into Poland and Warsaw's invocation of NATO's Article 4. Rutte said the plan aims to strengthen NATO's eastern flank in response to Russia's action. NATO's Supreme Allied Commander of Europe, General Alexis G. Grinkovic, said the operation would integrate air and land defense to address a wide range of threats from Russia. Quote, in the early hours of Wednesday, September 10th, numerous Russian drones violated Polish airspace. NATO's air defenses were activated and successfully ensured the defense of NATO territory. Quote, while this was the largest concentration of violations of NATO airspace that we have seen, what happened on Wednesday was not an isolated incident. Russia's recklessness in the air along our eastern flank is increasing in frequency. We have seen drones violate our airspace in Romania, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Whether intentional or not, it is dangerous and unacceptable. Today, General Grinkovic and I are here to announce that NATO is launching, quote, Eastern Sentry to bolster our posture even further along our eastern flank. This military activity will commence in the coming days and will involve a range of assets assets from allies including Denmark, France, the United Kingdom, Germany, and others. This is fucked. This is so fucked, bro. And the thing is, Donnie Diddle's kids came out and said, maybe it was a mistake. Maybe Russia didn't mean to send their drone. 19 drones into Poland? Poland. The nation that was invaded by Adolf Hitler in 1939? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, whoops. Oopsie. Oh! Didn't mean to trigger the most fucking insane PTSD of all time. Like, guys, there are motherfuckers from Poland who were alive for the invasion, from the Nazi invasion, who are alive now. You understand the fucking deja vu they're probably feeling right now? And Stalin, yes, and Stalin, Hitler and Stalin. Both. This is back when the Russians and the Germans were allied for the invasion of Poland. I linked a map in the link showing how Russia's testing NATO's response for their... I'll check it out later. NATO is providing a firm, clear response. Eastern Sentry is a clear, decisive response. This is a very serious operation, probably one of the largest in NATO's history. 8 countries have currently declared their willingness to join Operation Eastern Sentry. Jesus fucking Christ. It's not just counter-drone, but air defense applies to missiles, applies to aviation, applies to all types of threats that may arise. So here's also the thing, guys. The fact that they had to scramble jets to take down 6 drones is not a good sign. That's far too expensive. It costs a lot of money to scramble jets to shoot down dog shit, probably like $500 to $600 Iranian Shahed drones. You know what I'm saying? You need anti-drone technology that is cheap and efficient, not scrambling manned fighter jets in order to do... You think they did it for aura farming? You're out of your fucking mind, brother. So... all right, so we've got the war in Ukraine is starting to spill over to Poland. Meanwhile, a little bit further across the fucking planet, with Israel's genocide on the Palestinians, we've got an ex-IDF chief saying, quote, "We took the gloves off," and he confirms that the Gaza casualties are over 200,000. Now, if you're new here, I've been saying this for months, that the official number was somewhere like 40,000 civilians have died, or sorry, 40,000 people have died. And I was like, that's bullshit. It's probably between 200 and 400,000 people have died. And the Israelis admit that 86% of the casualties are civilians, which again is what the Israelis are willing to admit, which implies that the real number is much higher. And I would go as far as to assume 90 to 95% of all the casualties have been civilians. Now, you hear that and you go, what the fuck? How could they accidentally kill so many civilians? It's not an accident. The Israelis are purposefully killing civilians because the Israelis want to exterminate the Palestinians. They want to expand Greater Israel, completely and fully colonize all of Gaza, all of Palestine, the West Bank, Jordan, Iraq, Syria. This is... unironically, what you saw or what you're seeing happen to the Palestinians is literally chapter 1 of a long novel of Israeli expansion. Or it's not really chapter 1, it's like chapter 3. You know what I mean? It's like chapter 3. This is not the end of the conflict. This is the first step to a much larger genocide. Former Israeli commander Herzi Halevi had confirmed that more than 200,000 Palestinians have been killed or injured in the war in Gaza, and that not once in the course of the conflict were military operations inhibited by legal advice. So that means that they have been given carte blanche to do whatever they want. They have no legal repercussions for any sort of war crimes that they commit. Halevi stepped down as the chief of staff in March after leading the Israeli Defense Forces for the first 17 months of the genocide, which is now approaching its 2nd anniversary. The retired general told a community meeting in southern Israel earlier this week that more than 10% of Gaza's 2.2 million population had been killed or injured, more than 200,000 people. That estimate is notable as it is close to the current figures provided by Gaza's health ministry, which Israeli officials have frequently dismissed as Hamas propaganda. Though the ministry figures have been deemed reliable by international humanitarian agencies, the current official toll is 64,000 Palestinians killed in Gaza and 163,000 injured. Jesus fucking Christ. What's up, Chris? World on Fire, teaching people about how groypers are the human equivalent of shitting in your hands and clapping. No, literally, that's a really good reference. All right, quote, "No one is working gently," Halevi said, but insisted the IDF operates within the constraints of international humanitarian law. That claim has been repeated throughout the war by Israeli officials who have said that military lawyers are involved in operational decisions. That's not true at all. Quote, "Not once has anyone restricted me. Not once. Not the military AG, who, by the way, hasn't the authority to restrict me. There are legal advisors who say, we will know how to defend this legally in the world, and this is very important for the state of Israel." So now we just have the Israelis admitting that they're committing a genocide and that no one ever stopped them. You know what this is? This is them trying to cover their ass. They're trying to say, like, hey, we were never told to not do this, which is hilarious because it's like, brother, do you need to be told to not snipe a pregnant woman? Do you need to be told to not shoot a 7-year-old in between the fucking eyes? Do you really need to be told these things? Because this is supposed to just go without being said if you are a human being with a soul. On Wednesday, the Haaretz newspaper reported that Halevi's successor, IDF Chief of Staff Eyal Zamir, had ignored Tomer Yeshuralami's legal advice. The Advocate General has reportedly said that the displacement orders to an estimated 1 million Gaza City residents to leave before an IDF offensive should be postponed until there are facilities in southern Gaza to receive them. They don't give a fuck about that. They don't give a shit about that. Israel, the trip that threatened to leave me behind when I natively went on birthright. Dude, they threatened to leave you there? That's so fucked up. Anyway, all right, so we've got Ukraine spilling into Poland. We've got fucking literal living Nazis saying, hey, no one ever tried to stop me. And now we've got Trump vowing a national emergency in Washington, D.C., which is just a violation of the Posse Comitatus Act. President Trump said on Monday that he would call a national emergency to federalize Washington, D.C. after Mayor Muriel Bowser said its police would not cooperate with ICE. Oh, Jesus. In just a few weeks, the place is absolutely booming. For the first time in decades, virtually no crime. Trump also said he was like, they try to report crime. You know, when there's a little fight with the wife and the husband hits the wife, they try to report that as crime. That's not crime. Yeah, that tracks for Donnie Diddles, kids. That totally fucking tracks. Radical left Democrats are the ones who are in charge of this. Crime will come roaring back to the people of Washington, D.C. Don't worry, I am with you, and I won't allow this to happen. I'll call a national emergency and federalize if necessary. Dude, I've been warning about this for over a year. Who here is like a longtime viewer who was here when I've been like, yo, so what Trump is going to do is invoke the Insurrection Act of 1807 after saying that we have a national emergency because we've been invaded from the southern border. The Insurrection Act of 1807 overpowers the Posse Comitatus Act, which gives the United States military the ability to practice law enforcement within the United States of America. That is the modern equivalent of just declaring martial law nationwide. Inshallah! You're lying. I've been watching for 10 years and never once heard you say this. You're lying. I've not been making content for 10 years. Liar, liar, liar. Pants on fire. So, and just so you know, amidst all of this ICE shit that's going on, we got Trump who sent ICE into Chicago and they fucking shot a dude. They shot and killed a dude, bro. And if you remember, I think it was a couple of weeks back. Give me back my frames. Give me back my frames. A couple of weeks back, we were watching a video of ICE agents trying to stop this guy with his son in the car, and he was completely cooperating with them, and they punched through the windshield and tried to grab the wheel. So the guy drives off, and he ends up like getting shot at. ICE ends up shooting at the car, but nobody got hit. And we said back then, I was like, somebody's gonna get hit. This is gonna keep on fucking going. And it seems like that exact same situation has happened again, except this time they didn't just shoot, they shot and killed. Man fatally shot during ICE traffic stop. We've got the little coverage here. Let me just bring this out for you. Here you go. She could say it better than me.
That the administration has surged officers to the Chicago area where they have been conducting immigration enforcement operations. Well, we're learning that this morning one of those operations turned deadly. Here's what we know about what unfolded in the Chicago suburbs, according to the Department of Homeland.
By the way, I will not believe a single word of the story until I see body cam footage from the fucking ICE Gestapo Nazi who shot and killed this man. Granted, we probably won't see that footage because most of these masked ICE Gestapo Nazis do not wear body cams because they know what they're doing is illegal.
Homeland Security. Immigration and Customs Enforcement had participated in a vehicle stop of a driver. That driver, they say, had resisted arrest and had tried to drive off, and when they did so, was dragging an agent who was involved in this operation. The agent who was being dragged by the vehicle then was prompted to open fire. They shot that driver, and we are told by the Department of Homeland Security that they are deceased, and the agent has suffered serious injuries, but is in...
Aw, poor agent. Poor Nazi. Aw, you got hurt when you fucking emptied your clip into the back of some innocent guy's fucking head after you racially profiled him on fucking Mexican Independence Day?
Stable condition. Now, as far as who this person is, according to the Department of Homeland Security, this is someone who is in the United States illegally.
Apparently, there is top-down footage of this. I don't really know how to find that, but we'll find it and then we'll cover it. And you will give me back my frames, and you will give them back now. Right now. Good boy. All right. I'm losing too many frames. I really do have to buy this computer. I need to stop being a lazy piece of shit. If you're here live, you stay. We're going to keep going. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, thank you very much for tuning into the Nightmare News. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Costs you nothing. Donate to the channel. Buy merch. Use everything. Become a member. Fuck you. And do me one last favor. Click that video over there. It's a banger, and I know bangers